as you are tuning into your body, notice that there's the space that your body's in, and that there's something that's aware of what is in that space. Whatever your direct experience is right now, there's really not a right way or a wrong way to do a inquiry practice. We're really just looking in to see what it is that's here. So if you bring your attention to your body, what do you notice right now? What are the sensations? Yesterday, we did a whole practice around perceiving the direct perception of what's going on in our body right now, and noticing how our mind often gets engaged in commenting on that. And then that kind of takes us away. It makes a bit of a distance. We don't actually need our thoughts being active all the time. And as we notice the different areas in our body, our attention will be drawn to any pain or tightness. So you could let your attention go there now. And let's take a moment to pay attention to the body. So we've got the forehead and eyebrows. They're often the site of some tightness. When we worry about something, we often knit our brows. You could let your eyebrows relax, your forehead relax, and see if that can soften that energy or that sensation. With your eyes either closed or your gaze soft, let your attention move away from visual stimulation for a bit. Notice the mouth and the jaw and the sensation of the breath as it moves through the nose down into the back of the mouth to your throat. Notice your neck and shoulders, all of the large muscles of your upper back. Down into your arms, your hands. And notice what all of these areas have in common. They all have a location. There might be kind of an obvious sensation, or maybe not much, or maybe nothing. But we can put our attention into this space, into that location. As you bring your attention now to your chest and stomach, it's several inches in front of your back. We don't need to figure that out, we just know that. There's a bit of movement happening here with your breath. Bring your attention down through the bowl of your back and into your hips and legs. Notice your knees, your ankles, your toes, the soles of your feet. And then notice the whole of your body from head to toes. And notice what it is that you're noticing. So there's sensation. The sensation is different in different parts of the body. And there's the location. And there's the observation of that. And then see if you could allow all of that to move to the background. and bring forward the space itself. So we don't actually need to think about this. It's more of a change in perception. And it's natural for the mind to bring forward other thoughts about unrelated things as possible, about what it is that we're experiencing, wondering if you're doing it right or what your experience is, if it's okay, or there's all kinds of thoughts that could be there. And see if you could drop thinking. So we're not dropping attention or awareness. Remain aware of your whole body, the experience in your body, and that it's happening in a space. And then notice the space itself. If you were reading a book, a paper book, there would be the paper, and there would be the print, the ink that's on the paper that's in different shapes. And there would be the meaning that your mind makes from those shapes. So if it was written in a language that you understand, you would be able to read it. If it was not in a language you understand, it would just be a series of shapes, symbols, curly things, straight things. And the paper itself, before there was print on it, was just empty, just blank. So in our body, we have sensations. Sometimes we're thinking about them and interpreting them. And we know that the sensations in our body and the thoughts in our mind are not permanent. They come in response to things and then they disappear. So let's move directly to watching thought for a moment. Bring your attention up in the area behind your brain somewhere, back of your head, so that you can notice as thought comes up in the mind, and then what happens when there's no thought in the mind. If you were sitting at the back of your head, what we notice when we first start usually is that there's no thought. And as thoughts come in and have whatever life they have, we're just watching. We're remaining aware that there's a process happening. Some thoughts come in with a lot of energy and we feel it all the way into our whole body. If there's a fear image, you'll notice your body reacts and responds. Other thoughts have very little energy. They just kind of float along and then they're gone. So our thoughts definitely directly affect our experience. If we have a lot of fearful thoughts, gives a certain environment that we're in a lot of the time. But notice when a thought comes up and then it dissolves. Who is it that's watching? Who is it that's the same? Whether we have a reaction to the thought or not. You could even play with some words like I am, and fill it in with different descriptors. I am a flute player. I'm someone who likes to walk at the ocean. Notice your connection with those descriptors. Let's take a couple of minutes to do that. I am, notice what comes up. Notice your whole body experience too. Some things feel true. And if that's the case, how does that feel? What's your experience of that? What is it that makes it feel more true? And stay really connected with the process. Some part of you is observing this. There's an observation or witnessing going on. And if you observe you're holding your breath or your shoulders have gotten tight, you could relax, take a deeper breath. You could try out something that isn't true. I am a rocket scientist. If you're not a rocket scientist, what's your response to that? You're really just exploring what is it that we believe? What are the thoughts? What's our relationship to them? And a lot of that has to do with our response in thoughts and energy. Notice if this is comfortable or uncomfortable. If you've gone on to something completely different in your mind, that often happens too. And then let the whole practice go. And notice what would be the same, what would still be here if it was this set of thoughts, or yesterday it was a different set of thoughts, or 20 years ago it's a different set. As you let thought move to the background, what's your felt sense of your own being, your own present? And in part, this was an experiment in staying in the present moment. If you had to report back to the scientist running the experiment, what would you say? How much were you in the moment? How much were you distracted by something? What was your experience just in the last 20 minutes? And if things were taking you out of the moment, what is your sense of what that was? You could kind of review back and, oh, yeah, there was that time when I was thinking about this and my shoulders got tight and I got off into a train of thought about something. Or I got mad at myself or frustrated with myself. Or I got excited and pleased, whatever it might be. And then as you finish the practice and open your eyes, just notice what your experience is in this space right now.